Sell me this pen. Arguably one of the most common questions we as salespeople face on sales interviews. Whilst it's been popularized then by the likes of Jordon Belfort and of course the Wolf of Wall Street, what is the best way to answer this question to absolutely obliterate your sales interview? Keep watching to find out more. Hopefully the background doesn't look as wonky in this video. What's going on, guys? It's Fairhead from Sales Unveiled once again, helping slash through with a pen this time potentially all the misconceptions around sales, business and personal development, and giving you the practical advice you need in your day-to-day careers. Sales interviews are definitely terrifying, and what makes them even worse is that interviews, for some random reason, love throwing us curveball questions to really catch us off guard and try and test our ability as salespeople. One of the most common curveball questions then asked during the sales process is to sell a particular item, whether it's selling a pen, selling a mouse, selling a random lamp that's completely blinding you with a light right now, but just to sell a particular item basically. Luckily for you then, guys, in the video today we're going to break down exactly what it is that they're wanting to get out of asking this question and the best possible way to answer this question. You're also going to want to stick around to the end of the video with a little bit of a bonus there that you're definitely going to want to stick around for. Well, come on then, guys, we're on a schedule. Let's jump into it. Point one, what is sell me this pen really trying to ask of us? One of the first things then, guys, that we really need to understand is exactly why we are being asked to sell a pen. Now, for a lot of us, myself included, when I first started my career in sales, the first thing that you'd probably do is list off things like features. So, you know, this pen has an incredible lid, it's got invisible ink, if that's even still a thing, all of those kinds of things, or whatever that product might be, whether it's that gym membership that you never really use. The truth, however, is a little bit more complex. In your answer to this question, then, the interviewer really wants to assess four main key things. So what are they? I'm glad you asked. How well you are at gathering information and asking open questions, how you respond back to said information, how you show value, and how you close. Kind of like that, I think. You want to know what I'm going to be asking, guys? If you're going to like and subscribe this video, if you're interested in more great content around business, personal development, side hustles, and of course sales, please do smash that like button, guys. Loads of great content coming out over the next couple of weeks. But let's dive into the rest of the points. How well do you ask open questions and gather information? Don't know why I said it like that. Right, guys, so the first thing that the interviewer is asking them is shoot a pen your way, ask you to sell it, is realistically just how good you are at gathering information. This can definitely be nerve-wracking, especially if this is one of your first sales jobs. Trust me, I've been there before. The best thing to do in this situation is just take a deep breath, relax, and ask open questions. Open questions are questions which require more than just a yes or no answer. And so asking questions that are open means that you'll be much more likely to gather important information that you can use later on during the questioning process. A couple of good open questions then to ask at this stage would be things like, how long have you been in the market for a pen for? What was the last thing you used a pen for? Why are pens important for you? All these questions will nicely set us up to the next step. How you respond back to the information. So you've done a fantastic job then, guys, of absolutely annihilating the interviewer with these open questions, but it's important that we follow up on these rather than just kind of leading with those. By doing this, we can then further qualify our customer to see if there's potential for us to sell to them. So let's say you led with an open question of how long have you been in the market for a pen, and your interviewer responds back with something like, oh, I've been in the market for a few weeks. What you should then respond back with is a follow-up question to further gather the information by asking them why is it that they're in the marketplace for a pen at the moment. Other great follow-up questions to ask in this situation would be things like, why did the pens that you have in place not meet your standards? This will help further gather additional information to really support the next couple of steps, but also cement in your customer's mind that there may be potential need to purchase a pen today. Not gonna lie, putting my arms on here is incredibly comfortable. How you show value. So after 2 rounds of asking questions, you've demonstrated to your interviewer that you do a fantastic job of gathering information and asking open questions. The next thing they're going to want to do is see how well you do at building value to the customers and basically showing them why they should invest in your pen. For example, if you found that after asking all these open questions, you've got an idea that the customer will mainly be using a pen for signing important business documents, all those kinds of things, it's our job to show them that that's mission critical for their particular role. The best thing you want to do here is name drop a case study which will show fantastic value to your interviewer. An example then would be to say something like this. appreciate that pens are incredibly important for a number of organizations, and it seems like they might be important to yourself as well. It reminds me quite a lot of XYZ company that we're actually working with. So they used to use just general overall pens just to sign contracts and important documents and all those things, and didn't really put that much emphasis and that much value on it. So because of that, a lot of the value and a lot of the memory of signing these important documents kind of went by the wayside, affecting morale for the organization. So we met with them as they were in the market for a pen, like you are there as well, and really got a good idea of, you know, what they wanted to do. And they saw that there was an emotional, intrinsic value of actually signing these contracts with these pens when they land deals that are over $100,000. Because of that, they now remember when every single important document has been signed, and whenever they whip out the pen, they know it's going to be a good day for the business. By name dropping case studies, then it helps create an emotional value that your interviewer will likely be looking for, and shows that you're able to think on your feet, and helps put them in the shoes of the other customers that they're dealing with. The close. Like that, yeah. So the final step you're going to want to demonstrate to your interviewer is how well you are at closing the sale of the pen. After all, it's all well and good dropping an amazing case study, asking open questions, but if you don't make the sale, I mean, what's all this for? What's this YouTube channel for? What's this beard for? One of the things that your interviewer will be looking for then is things like scarcity, and that's what I found to be one of the best selling tools when asked this question during an interview process. Saying something then like this: so because so many of our fantastic clients like IBM, Amazon, Microsoft see the true value in our pens, our stocks are now unfortunately at an all-time low. However, the good news is that you can have this pen today and then slide the pen over to. If you're not happy with it in a week or two, more than happy to come back and take it off your hands. Are you happy for me to draw up the paperwork? This will show the interviewer that you're not only good at gathering information, but you're also good where it counts. Easily being able to direct the conversation into a sale. You can't write bonus without a pen unless you use a pencil. So thanks so much guys, as always, for sticking around to the end of the video. And as always, I thought I'd leave you with an important bonus that you want to take advantage of as well. So often when you're asked to sell me this pen, a lot of interviewers will actually go into the first level only. So they'll only be asking you about, you know, how well you ask open questions and all those kinds of things. However, some tricky interviewers out there will throw a couple of objections your way. So if you've asked the open questions and you're at the close stage of the interview process, what they might do is throw a couple of objections around pricing or timing your way. If that happens, the interviewer is very curious to sort of see how well you are at overcoming objections, which as salespeople, we kind of need to be good at, so I can understand value and understand the value in doing this. If your interviewer then shows an objection, let's say around budget, and says something like, product seems fantastic and we'd love to move forward, but unfortunately I think it's a little bit outside of our budget. What you can then do is again drop another case study and empathize with them. So say something like this: John, don't know why I'm saying John, but he's called John now, completely appreciate where you're coming from. I mean, a lot of the organizations that we work with in the non-profit sector, for example, don't have as high budgets as some of the large multinationals we work with, so completely appreciate that. Budget is a common objection that we hear quite a lot. You're not alone with that. What I would say, however, is that the companies who have decided to move forward with our pens have found a massive increase in things like productivity, morale, all those kinds of things that far outweigh the initial investment that you would be making in a small percentage of our pens. As we have a limited supply at the moment, I don't think you're going to get a better offer than this. So if that's the case, I mean, how many pens would you want to take off our hands? This will not only show the interviewer how good you are at thinking on your feet, but we'll also dive into a little bit more detail about how good you are at communicating overall, which is a massively important skill that I probably still fail with quite a bit in the sales process. After all, staying calm under pressure is literally 99% of the job of a salesperson. Hopefully guys, after watching this video, you'll be able to absolutely annihilate the rest of the interview questions. Sales interviews aren't just going to be asking this, they're going to be asking a couple of other things. So if that's the case, I'm going to leave my video here, which talks all about the sales interview process and what that kind of looks like, and some top tips you probably need to follow. On top of that, as I mentioned earlier on, if you're interested in more fantastic content, and I'm not just saying that because I'm making it, but I genuinely believe what I'm doing here in making the world of sales a little bit nicer and a little bit easier on the internet, please do smash that like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Tip that little bell notification, and obviously subscribe to the channel there as well. We're growing slowly but surely, but really excited to share some of the upcoming content that we have coming up over the next couple of weeks. And yeah guys, that's it for now. We'll see you in the next video and we can take things from there. Bye bye.